Gone Fishing with Bob and TJ is brought to you by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. Daiwa Rods and Reels, committed to total quality. Humminbird Wide, fish wide open. And Raider Fiberglass Truck Tops, today's value leader.
Hi, I'm TJ Schwenke.
And I'm Bob Kirkpatrick. Welcome to Gone Fishing. Today, we're in southern Alberta on Badger Reservoir.
We're going to be fly fishing for pike with our good friend and noted outdoor writer, Perry McCormick. He's promised us some big fish action.
Looks like he's got a jump on us, TJ. Let's grab our waders and get out there.
A couple of acres of real good water here, so and the bottom is fairly muddy. Having said that, fish at this time of year, especially in the morning, the pike will move an awful distance. They're moving from weed patch to weed patch. What we want to do, I think, is take a stand in the marsh and cast in that spot for quite a while. Throughout the day, we'll cover the whole area, but we've got the day, so why don't we just pick a spot and stay there for a half an hour or so and work it as hard as we can. Okay? Whitefish cruising here.
Yeah.
Lots of small pike too, so our patterns are, I think one of us has a whitefish pattern and a couple have smaller pike patterns. So we're about 25 yards apart. That ought to be good.
Now you spend a lot of time here on Badger Lake.
You bet, TJ.
You're also the fly fishing, or the fishing columnist for the Outdoor Edge. That must keep you fairly busy.
Well, actually, it's a bit of a commitment, TJ, but I wouldn't say it keeps me busy. It's sure a fun thing to do. I'm a very firm believer in the organized sportsmen and the fish and game associations and wildlife federations across Western Canada, and to me they're a political voice, and I think they need all the support they can get, and that's kind of how I can support them now, and I enjoy writing, you bet.
Wow, that one never hit hard.
You betcha. Right up, right near us again.
Maybe I'll get my line in just so I'm out of your way here.
That one had some thickness across its back, didn't it?
Yeah, it boiled right just 10 feet in front of you.
She still doesn't know what's in her there yet. There she goes.
I'm going to get out of your way here, Perry.
Woo. Now we got a fish.
So how big did these pike get in here?
The biggest I've seen is 27.5 pounds.
Was that on a fly rod?
That one was actually caught in the winter.
Is there lots of ice fishing going on here in the wintertime?
You bet. It's become pretty popular. Some of the local communities have ice fishing derbies out here. Biggest I've seen on a fly rod is about 22 pounds. Now, this one I'm pretty sure is going to go over 10. We'll have a look here.
I'm sure bending the rod anyway.
Get them up here and have a look. Let's look at her.
Oh yeah, that's a nice fish. He just soaked me. Didn't like what he saw when he looked out of the water.
They're a lot like a black lab in that regard. There we go. That's a little better fish.
A long rod like that, you don't have quite as much control as if you're using bait casting equipment, do you?
No, you got that right.
Kind of let the fish do what he wants.
Have their way with you. There's a good fish.
Wow, that's a nice fish.
Got a little bit of a gill there.
You want to just hold him up for a sec? Yeah, that's a nice pike. I don't think there'll be any damage, permanent damage done there. He was just hooked in the corner of the mouth. Whoa, and he's gone. Pretty healthy. Nice fish.
Well, I was kind of expecting Perry. I was just snagged up on some weeds and I was just pulling it out of the water to get the weeds
The
off.
look on your face, you were looking over at me.
He smacked it right on top.
Oh,
Pulled out of his
finally.
mouth. I didn't get a hook set very good into him. Like he just hit it there and he was running with it. I don't know how big he was. He sure felt like a good one though.
Boy, that thing ever give a long run. You know, I was almost reeled right in when he hit.
You bet them, but they'll follow right up. Eh?
There he is right on top. Woo, there he goes again. Yeah, I got a glimpse of his back. I don't know how big he is.
Think he could go 5.
Now, we're in a real shallow bay right off the main lake, and on the north side, this warms up a little earlier than the rest of the water. Is that what's drawing these pike in here right now?
Absolutely, that's what's bringing the bait fish, and the insect hatches are more prolific in here, so the bait fish come in. With that, of course, comes the big fish, just done spawn to get their energy all up.
Boy, they're scrappy
You bet, there's a healthy looking.
and slippery.
See him nail that one.
It's a nice fish. So the warm water, we're in a real mucky bottom here too. I imagine that helps warm things up and gets the insects going. And
Absolutely, it's just a perfect environment for the insects and the bait fish, and the pike are on the top of the food chain, and that's where they are.
great. Well, maybe you can help me with this.
Sure, we'll get a hand on the tail here.
Now, another thing that's nice today, it's really windy out on the main lake, and we're surrounded almost on 3 sides in this little bay, so it's still a little breezy for casting these big flies, but it's a lot better than being out on the main part.
You bet. And these isolated bays, as I say, it's just got 2 small entrances into here. It's just an absolute ideal situation. Anytime you can find this type of situation in any lake, you should be into some good-sized pike this time of year.
So is that an average size pike for this lake?
That probably is an average size, but with any luck, we're going to get some of the big females, and when they start, we'll be averaging about double that size.
Oh, great.
So,
Well, that one hit right in front of you. I watched it come right out of the water and grab that fly. Oh, nice fish. I thought he was going between my legs. We've had a lot of strikes today where that fly's just been laying on top in front of you.
absolutely. It's just, I was daydreaming there, just let them sit in the top.
What a thrill, though, just to watch him come up and inhale that fly.
No kidding,
Now, how long have you been fly fishing here for pike?
I guess it's been 4 years since I got addicted to this bay and this lake.
How long have the guys been fly fishing down here?
Oh, just a little guy, a lot of firecracker though. Lots of good shape. Actually, a fishing buddy of mine by the name of Emil Johnson started fishing out here in about 1987. He wrote an article in the Alberta Fishing Guide, Barry Mitchell's publication in 1988. And it's brought a lot of attention to this place for the fly fishermen.
Well, it adds a whole new dimension to the sport, doesn't it?
You bet. I mean, they're the top of the food chain, predatory, piscivorous, whatever you want to call it. They're just a healthy badger pike.
That's a nice fish. It's not that small.
No.
So yeah, like you come out here and catch these fish on 20-pound test line on a spinning rod, it's not going to be as much fun, that's for sure. I think this adds a whole new dimension to it. And I think it gives guys in southern Alberta a chance to do some fly fishing where maybe they couldn't before.
Absolutely. Hey, you come here. You're supposed to just lay in there nice. We better do it right and get you upside down there.
Yeah, dude.
Wet sleeve. Wow.
He just doesn't want to get that fly out. So it's kind of unique having big pike like this. I think people think of big pike as living in, you know, northern parts of the province all the time.
Absolutely, TJ. That's a real misnomer. I mean, these reservoirs are highly productive systems.
I mean, like, you look at this, it's not a very long pike, but look how fat it is. I mean, it's incredible.
You bet.
They're eating well in here.
You bet.
No, I'm just going to slip her back.
We'll see you next year there.
Yeah.
Well, Biddy. Oh, there we go. Ah, boy, TJ.
I had a bite on that cast just before that, so I put it right in the same spot, and
He couldn't have tasted steel.
he must be coming at me.
I'll get my line in.
It's well, when they decide to run, they sure go, don't they?
You bet. You could have a good fish here.
He's coming at me now.
You got a good hook set on him?
Yeah. I don't know if I'll ever get caught up here. That's how. Wow, there he goes again. I had about 20 feet of line out, and all of a sudden I was in the backing, and now I think I'm going to hit it again.
I'm going to get around you, TJ.
Okay. The thing about fly reels is you don't have a lot of drag. It's all on your palm.
You bet.
Kind of let them run when they want to go. These long rods sure help. What do we got here? Well, I don't know how big he is. He doesn't feel that big now, but he sure took off. Oh yeah, he's a good one. Yeah, he's a big boil there. So what's the biggest fish you've taken out of here, Perry?
The best I've taken out of here is a 40-inch fish that went, I guess we can only guesstimate, but I think he was about 19 pounds.
Really?
I've caught lots close to that.
Yeah. Let's get him up here a little shallower so we got some control. Oh yeah.
That's a good fish.
There's a nice fish. Now this season usually starts when, around the 1st of May, is the fishing gets good?
Typically that's correct. We're absolutely a month behind this year.
Whoa!
But can I stop a fuck?
Yeah, the whole province seems to be a month behind this year.
Wow, just looking at pictures the other day of some of the fish we've caught in here, and the leaves were quite more developed and the cattail was up more, and that was a month ago.
Yeah.
And another year.
I mean, it's all controlled by water temperature. Date really has nothing to do with it.
Absolutely.
What temperatures are you looking for in here?
Well, we've always said in the past that we want the temperature to get into 52 degrees minimum and then up into 55 as being ideal. And we're a little bit higher than that today, I think, yet.
I think that's just probably because we've had a couple warm days in a row.
You bet.
Well, I wonder if we're going to get it this time. I hate when they run straight at you like this. Yeah. Oh, I think she is getting a little tired. I am.
Oh, nice and thick on the back,
Yeah,
eh?
that's a nice fish. You tie all these flies yourself, Terry?
You bet I do.
That kind of makes it a little more enjoyable when you catch a fish on something you made, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I've heard a lot about this fish. I read that article that Emil Johnson wrote in the Fishing Guide, and it's something I've always wanted to try. I've just never had the opportunity to get down here.
Great place to be in the spring, all right?
Yeah. Okay, big girl.
That's a good fish, TJ. It's a good fish. Oh, man. Boy, look at that there.
Beauty.
Hey, that's what we came for, right there.
Beautiful fish.
Perry ties all his own pike flies, and he's going to show us how to do that right now.
In order to pike-proof the fly, we tie a steel leader in line into the shank of the hook.
That's just a standard leader that you've taken the terminal tackle off and cut in half.
Absolutely right, Bob. That's just exactly what we've done. Taken the terminal, cut it in half, taken the terminal tackle off, and cut it in half.
So you can get 2 flies out of 1 leader.
Right.
Well, that's pretty good.
Then we simply attach the leader of the fly by wrapping good, strong, heavy thread around the leader on the shank of the hook. That leader is secured in there for good and forever. Just for safety purposes, we'll put a dab of glue on it. He's as strong as any part of the hook. Now, another thing that happens in pike fly fishing is short strikes, especially in early season pike. So what we'll do there is we'll attach a trailer hook by simply attaching a 25-pound piece of monofilament onto the back of the hook before we start anything. Same thing, lay it flat on top of the hook, wrap it in, and it's set. Later, we'll attach another hook onto that end of that mono. I'm going to put a little red on the underwing or the body of the fly that might represent a fish in disaster or in trouble, or possibly even just a gill flash. A little bit of red I always feel doesn't hurt at all. White fish hair mixed up with a little bit of flashaboo. That'll bring a little bit of iridescence to the fly, give it a little bit of life, and represent the belly of the fly, if you will.
How many colors do you usually mix in on these pike flies, Perry?
2 is probably appropriate. However, I like to use a third color. A little bit of yellow in there. The midsection of the fly seems to me to be a better transition from the top or back of the fly, which is going to be green, right down to the white. That'll be the final color we add right there. There's the 3 colors. Now we simply have to fill the head in.
And there you have it, eh?
There we have a pike fly.
Now how we're fishing these flies, once we cast them out, keep the rod tip fairly low to the water, and we're just stripping them in with 8 to 12 inch strips, and it causes that fly to pulse a little bit, and the pauses are quite often what triggers the strike. There we're going right now.
Attaboy, Bob.
Now I got to pick up the extra line on the reel here.
Oh! That's a good fish.
Is he ever? Wow. Boy, you know, you don't know when it's coming. There's no warning at all on this. Just stops dead.
That's a good initial spurt there.
He's going again. Whew. Fly rods get a lot of flex in there. I think he's coming towards me a little bit here now.
See what it looks like.
He must be swimming right at me, Perry. 1-to-1 reel, you got to really go at him.
Isn't that right? Yeah, they'll do it all.
Feels like he's got some weight to him anyway. You know, you see that line shoot across the water, they can change direction.
Isn't that right?
He is up near the surface. This looks like a pretty good fish.
Still a little early. We haven't seen any really
there.
leap out of the water, but we'll see that at times too.
Look at the mouth on that thing.
Yeah, I can see that.
Wow.
We might want to
Hard
get
to hold on to. Try and get a hold of him here, Perry.
Oh, that's a good fish.
Oh, whoa, girl. Well, that's what we're here after. You know, Perry, before I let this one go, why don't we wade into the shallows? I'd like you to take a picture of me with this fish.
Good idea.
Great, thank you.
We're backlashed big time.
We're in real trouble here. That looks like a bigger
We are
fish.
in trouble.
You get knots on the reel, knots out there.
I got knots everywhere, and we're going to have to use the...
Well, it's nice to see somebody your caliber mess up every once in a while, too.
Oh, we got a good... Oh, it's a hog!
It's a monster!
How about that? How about that?
So if we get this with him, Perry, it's going to be a miracle.
We got a big fish here.
If he wants to run, we're in trouble.
We're in trouble.
Okay, Perry, I think I got this knot out finally. It was really tight. I'll at least let when that fish runs,
There,
I'll let it
look
go.
at that fish.
Whoa, look at the head on that thing.
Now, if you got any time, you can start fixing my bird's nest. That's a gator.
Whoa, What's that one gonna weigh? 16, 17, you think?
It looks like it's gonna be a 15 plus for sure, TJ.
Big fish.
Oh, I've never felt so useless in my life here.
At least you got enough loose line laying around you now. If it
Yeah.
goes for a run, you can let it have some.
My fly line just coiled up there and grabbed that knot tight when I hit her.
Well, she took off like you were just setting the hook and she was running 100 miles an hour.
Hook up with a Mack truck, this one. We're gonna get this one right up on shore for some photos. I think we got a good fish finally here.
Beautiful. Looking healthy here. Oh, that's huge.
Oh!
Oh, I lost her. I can't hardly get my hand around her tail. It's so big. Uh-oh. Oh, she's
In
gonna
some
lose
more
my
line. There she goes again. You just take off there, lady.
Not only when they get close to the boat do they like to run, it's when they get close to the waders too.
This is how not to land trophy fish. You want to be using a reel, folks.
Big, healthy fish though.
Okay, TJ, I'll try to keep her head up. Attaboy, thank you. Attaboy, TJ, there's
what
a
a
fish.
hog.
You betcha.
Holy Maffery, that's unreal. Look at the size of her.
You bet. That's what it's all about, right there.
Beautiful. Good job, even with all that knots in your line. I'll let you.
I want to feel her, you bet.
Let's take her in the shallows and get some photos.
You bet. I want a photo of her. There we go, TJ.
Okay.
That's got her. Thank you, lady.
Well, you know what, Prairie? Since you caught her, I'm going to let you let her go.
All right.
That's the greatest pleasure of this whole thing.
You betcha.
Wow, what a fish. What a
All right, Mama. You're free to go produce us some more. There she goes.
Beautiful.
We'd sure like to thank Perry for inviting us out here to Badger Reservoir and for all his hospitality. It's been just great. And wow, wasn't that big pike he caught something else?
Oh, no kidding. And that's the thing, there's a number of these opportunities right across the southern prairies. We're at Badger Lake here today, but no matter where you live in the prairies, you can enjoy this type of fishing. You don't have to drive to the north to catch big pike like this.
Until next time, we're gone fishing.
Gone Fishing with Bob and TJ is brought to you by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. Daiwa Rods and Reels, committed to total quality. Humminbird Wide, fish wide open. And Raider Fiberglass Truck Tops, today's value leader.